Yeah, I mean, I know what you're gonna say. I told you so and all that, but that's not how football works, is it? Like, I see football differently to you. I try to give the manager time. I try to see what he's trying to do. I said to you around November time, didn't I? And it is nearly technically it's November now. So I did give him time. It's not as if I've turned on him quickly. I just can't see where we're going. I don't see a style of play. I don't see anything right now, bro. It's peak right now. It's not looking good. So I good. You know what it is. Sometimes you have to say, a good man when he sees it, and I've saw it. So you know what I mean. It is what it is.
And I know a bum when I see one, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Hold tight the Kardashians, blood. And he's another one, blood. He's a bald charlatan, bruv. Frank the Bald, blood. I'm telling you, Ajax hype, bruv. You man saw the tweet. This brother went out, gave Ajax half of our transfer budget, blood. And then secured his Ajax transfer targets, yeah? Donny van de Beek was already at the club. Ericsson on a free trained at Ajax, blood. Man went and got a Nana, went and got Lissandro, went and got Anthony, tried to get Timber, went and got Mason Mount because he liked Mason Mount, blood, when he was in there. He went and he got Malacia because he wanted to sign Malacia for Ajax. He went and signed all these players and then he turned around and he said to us, we can't play Ajax ball because we ain't got the players. This guy is a bald fraud. And I told you, remember when I told you when he was like, oh, he's going to try and play possession football? What did I say to you, Saeed? I said, this ain't possession football, blood. Do you know what I mean? It might be possession of crack, blood. Do you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Without the intent to supply, blood, he was smoking all of that himself, blood. I told you, Saeed. You see, when you said possession, I said, there's no way. And then he came out, started talking about transition football. And then he started talking about high press. And then we stopped pressing. And then man started talking about tactics and dropped Varane for the Manchester derby, blood. This guy is a crack fiend, blood. I'm telling you. Do you know what I'm saying? He looks like a skinny Tyson Fury, blood. He's a crackhead, blood. That's what he is. I'm telling you. I'm done with this manager. And when I told you in pre-season, I said, why is our second team playing better than our first team, Saeed? Man was saying, oh, just give him time. Just give him time. Bro, I tapped out, blood. In pre-season, I said, this don't feel right, blood. The Rants intuition kicked in, blood. The same way my intuition of Bruno kicked in 3 years ago, and it's taken man 3 years to see that snuggle tooth MF is a fraud, blood. Now everyone wants him to lose the armband. How long have I been telling man about Bruno Fernandes, blood? I'm never telling this chipmunk looking MF, blood. I told this guy, midfielder that can't keep possession, can't tackle, can't dribble, can't do nothing, blood. But we're going to play him right wing, yeah? And then we played him left wing against Liverpool 7-0. Didn't get the memo. This manager's pathetic, blood. 350k for Rash Bandicoot, blood. 4 goals in the league the season before last. Went on a purple patch, got a new deal. Nike released some new boots today. At the worst time, the Rashford line, bruv. The Rashford line. The only line of his is a flat line, blood. He's dead. That's what the Rashford line is. It's a flat line, bruv. I can't believe this. And someone posted an old TikTok of me and it said about Bruno when Ten Hag came in. I said, Bruno ain't a Ten Hag player. If he plays Bruno, this will tell me everything I need to know about this manager. And this was a long time again. I didn't even have the beard, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? When I saw the video, I was like, where's my beard gone, blood? You see what I'm saying? Bro, I got the premonitions, fam. Do you know what I mean? The premonitions. I see things early, blood. I see things early, Saeed, bro, and I always take the abuse. Where's the abuse now? Do you know what I'm saying? All these virgins on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Tweet, motherfuckers, blood. I win again. That's what it is, blood. I win again, blood. These uncomfortable conversations, I'm here for them. Bruno Fernandes, bro, the best signing since Eric Cantona. We were all there, you know. Portuguese Magnifico, blood. Magnifico. Bruv, that's what they did, you know. That's what they did. Remember when we was going to do that walkout? Then they signed Bruno. Ollie said, oh, don't turn your back on us. And they cancelled the walkout. You see you punks that cancelled the walkout. Look now. And then you man are going to wear your Norwich scarves here on Wednesday for what? You bums. This is what it is. Where's your Norwich scarves now? Where's your scarves, blood? Forget your scarves, blood. Leave your scarves at home, blood. Leave them at home. Nobody cares anymore.
That's the bigger picture. But listen, Bruno Fernandes, I've been consistent about him. I think, we could easily replace Bruno Fernandes. Rashford, I was there 4 years ago outside Newcastle, and I told people about that guy, but people didn't want to listen, and people had fought an agenda. Listen, Ten Hag sacked himself, man. He's relied on two players who are probably two players who play against us, man. They play against us. One of them wants to keep the ball. One of them wants to destruct the ball, and it's called a grenade. What's it called now? A ball grenade. I don't know what it's called now. It's absolute madness. And you got Rashford, who doesn't want to pass to anyone. I think he's Ronaldo. So he's relied on them two players to take him back to the top. I'm like, bro, you have sacked yourself, mate. And this is the problem. You put Bruno Fernandes on the right. You put Lindelof at left back. You take off your best defender and say it's for tactical reasons to play Harry Maguire and Evans. Like, for me, that is sackable offence. I'm sorry. Like, how do you want me to help you when you can't help yourself? Seriously. The midfield, we talked about balance in midfield, yeah? He leaves Amrabat isolated on his own. He tells McTominay to go run and be a striker. What do you want Amrabat to do? And the second half, what happened? They scored 5 minutes later after the second half because there was no DM in place. 5 minutes later, because there was lack of midfield, and we got exposed because Bruno Fernandes had to track back because Dalot left the space. These are all self-destruction. He takes off Højlund, who had no service, but puts Rashford in the worst position that he could probably play, which is up front. Bro, the fan base. Listen, we could talk online, yeah? The fan base in Old Trafford, they're saying what you're saying right now.
Of course they are. I heard the boos.
You heard the boos, but they say what you said. You know what I'm saying to you? They have had enough. And whether you like it or not, we may win a few games after this and whatnot, but
he's gone before Sancho, blood. He's gone before Sancho. This guy's gone.
Well, that could happen.
He's gone, guys. I told you. You see in leaks today from the changing room saying that the players were miffed by the tactics, bro. 160 million for Mount, and Anthony couldn't even start the Manchester derby. What are you wasting our money for? This guy's a charlatan. That's what he is. He's a charlatan. He's a false prophet. He's a fraud. He is Frank the Bald. That's what he is. He's the bald Frank the Boar, blood. 4 Eredivisie titles and bottled it against Spurs 3-0 up on aggregate and bottled it. He's a bottle job. He's a bum. And we got sold a dream, blood. They brought him in to play Ajax ball, blood. That's what they brought him in. And he's playing with his own balls instead, blood. He's incompetent, bruv. Standing on the sideline like Professor Xavier, blood, touching his bald head, blood, and nothing changed. Nothing changed, bro.
What baffles me though, Rants, you say you can't play the Ajax football, but then you've brought half of your Ajax team here. You've come in and said, you know what, I'm bringing these guys here. You've brought in Mason Mount that you see that Vitesse, So I'm sorry, if you're gonna spend the money, then at least spend it wisely, then, innit? You get me? Like, so what did we bring you here for? We didn't bring you here to be worse than Ollie or worse than the managers before. We wanted elevation from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I'll be real with you, man. It's no different than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer football. It really, really isn't. And this is where my hope was. It was based off hope that as we would get through the season, it would get better football. And I don't really use this excuse for me as injuries. Like, bro, you had players there. You had your left back that can play left back. Reguilon is there. You said, you know what, Alvaro Fernandez, you go out on loan. I'm going to go get Reguilon. That's your left back there. That's the one that you specifically chose. So you can't say,
and left him on the bench to do this inverted nonsense with Lindelof. This guy's a bum. He's a bum. You put 58-year-old Johnny Evans in for Varane and said it was tactical, bruv. He needs to be tactically removed from the dugout, blood. I've had enough of this guy. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, nobody backed this guy more than me. No one. But then as soon as I saw Ralph leave, I said straight away, this is not good news. I said it. I said, yo, as soon as Ralph left, my optimism went with him. And then this bald fraud went to try and sign every single player he wanted from Ajax, bruv, and then said that he ain't got the players. Let me tell you something. He's got Donny van der Beek. He's got Anthony. He's got Onana, bruv. Francis Ngannou, blood. He's got Lissandro. Man got Mason Mount, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Man got Christian Eriksen. Man saying that he can't play Ajax ball, blood. He's got Malacia, that's 7. 7 man that he wanted there. Amrabat, who he's coached already, that's 8 players. And by the way, Amrabat was drowning in that midfield. Remember when it was Casemiro, blood? Man was saying, Cass's legs are gone, this, that, and the other. Well, guess what? Amrabat played in the same
Same thing.
position and looked worse, blood. So guess what?
Yeah.
It's not Casemiro, bruv. So man, them need to apologise to Cass. Cass is still a world-class centre midfielder. And guess what? You got rid of Fred. Him and Casemiro scoring all our goals last season. Got rid of Fred and then brought in Mount and Amrabat, blood. You're taking the piss. Got rid of Fred and Sabitzer and brought in Amrabat and Mount, bro. Fred and Sabitzer would have been better than Amrabat and Mount. And now Sabitzer's balling at Dortmund. This manager's a bum.
Left wing, man. He's
Bro, he's balling at Dortmund, bruv. Dortmund put Newcastle in a spliff, blood.
No, you know what it is though. The Amrabat signing could be good, but the problem is if you have the same issues that Casemiro's having, then it ain't gonna work, bro. Like the definition of insanity is try the same things and expect different results. So this idea that you leave Amrabat exposed, what's gonna happen? The same thing happened with Casemiro. So did you not understand anything? And we had one game with Casemiro and Amrabat, and he hooked off Casemiro in the first half. Like I feel like with Ten Hag, he doesn't know what he's doing. So what he does is, he takes off someone at half time and just thinks, everything's gonna be magically disappear. Bro, we're still playing the same shit football, bro.
Amrabat hooked at half time, like I think 2 games. 2 games. This manager's a bum. And the funny thing is he brought in Ericsson to play more football when he took off Casemiro. Nah, bro, you bottled it. Do you know what this guy thinks he does? Yeah, he thinks, you know what, if I just add some more legs in there, it will help. Instead of adding footballers, bro. I've seen Hannibal, I've seen Pelistri, I've seen Garnacho. This guy's just throwing everyone in there to try and see if anything works, and it all doesn't work. When no matter who you pick, it still doesn't work. You have to look at the manager. You have to look at him pre-season. He was telling on himself, blood. Last season, 52 goals last season, bro. And now this season, Marcus Rashford's the only attacker that scored a Premier League goal for us, bro. The signs were there last season. 52 goals for Manchester United, bro. The worst tally in the top 6 or top 7, bruv. Newcastle scored more goals than us and finished below us. So did Liverpool, I think.
Yeah.
The signs were there last season, but people didn't want to see it because we won the League Cup. 3-6-1, Kansas ball, blood. 3-1-6, Ten Hag 3-16, blood. That bald fraud, blood. And then in the Manchester derby, we played an 8-2 formation, blood, with Rashford and flipping Højlund up front. If we can include Rashford, because he didn't do shit, blood.
I feel sorry for Højlund, man. I don't know what people want him to do, man. Bro, man is trying to do everything he can, hold up the play. Nobody's really passing to him. You got 2 players on the right. One spams in crosses. One wants to cut in and shoot. Like the whole system doesn't work. Why did you buy Højlund with the forward line that we've got? You were better off bringing another player that's suited to their game. You know what I'm saying? Everything that Man United are doing right now, the tactics for me non-existent. I don't know what the game plan. Every team we have to sit off them. Look at Copenhagen at home. Every single team, we have to sit off them and let them play. There's never a time, even at home, where we dictate play. We have any sort of control. I don't even want possession football. I don't even want possession. I want control. That's all it is. That's all I want from Manchester United is an element of control, an element of you know what you're doing. Getting buffed up apart by Burnley. And then Nottingham Forest even was a struggle as well. You're looking at the game against Brentford as well. Every single game is a struggle. And that comes down to coaching. It's relying on individuals to bail you out. And that can't be sustainable for Man United, and especially the group of players that we've got. You know, you can mold them into what you want. But I just think, for me, Ten Hag is he's just, I don't know, man. He's let himself down. And that's why I'm more disappointed. I'm more disappointed in Ten Hag than I was with Ollie. Ollie, we didn't have expectation with Ollie. He weren't ever a coach. You know, he had Kieran McKenna helping him out. Whereas with Ten Hag, bro, let's not kid ourselves. He was one of the most, talked about coaches in Europe. But here, he just abandoned all of his principles.
But this is why Ten Hag is worse than Ollie, bruv. Because Ollie didn't have the experience. He didn't have the hype. He didn't have nothing. We knew that Ollie was a PE teacher, bruv. Ten Hag came in with all this talk about eras coming to an end, blood. It looks like his era is going to come to an end before everything else, blood. He's a bum. He's a bum. Spurs scored 70 goals last season. Dead Spurs, and we only scored 52. The signs were there, but no one wanted to listen to me, bruv. These men laughed at me, bruv. And now what, you going to blame Sancho for Rashford out in the club partying after we got smoked by Man City? Well, we're going to blame Sancho for that?
No, the thing is, I never blamed Sancho. This is why, for me, I never got onto Sancho, because I was like, yo, man, we've got to stay focused. Like, this ain't to do anything to do with Sancho. And he was emotional after the game. He used Sancho as an excuse, and it was an excuse to kind of take the heat off him. You know what I'm saying? And he was emotional. He got rattled. He was talking about the penalties and whatnot, and it was very, very much like very much complaining. And I felt like that was a bit of an excuse to just throw Sancho in there. Then everything's about Sancho, and that weren't right. And that's why Sancho came out with a statement, because he was like, "Hold on a minute, I'm not even there, and you're throwing me under the bus." And now the headlines are going to be about Sancho. He has every right to defend himself, and that's why I never really got onto, because I was like, "We're still playing shit football. We're still not that great. We still don't have a preseason. We're still not knowing what we're doing. So let's concentrate on what we can do rather than talk about Sancho." Now,
Out of all the games we've
cut me
lost
off.
this season, how many games has Sancho started?
There you go.
How many has he
None.
started, guys?
None. He's not starting none. Yeah, he didn't start none. Wolves game he didn't start. He came off the bench. Came off the bench against Tottenham, and then that was it, really. Yeah, none. Yeah.
Well then.
So
Well then. So, apologies are owed, blood. That's what it is, because, bro, Sancho tried to warn you lot. You see, when he put out that statement, he tried to warn you. He was like, yo, this guy is selling you, man, dreams. Don't listen to him. Man, a scapegoating me, using me as the excuse when really he's the bum. He tried to warn us, and people were like, oh, no, respect the manager. If Sir Alex Ferguson was here. That's what they always say. If Sir Alex Ferguson was here, this is what the top Reds are saying. Oh, but if it was Fergie, it's not Fergie, blood. When Fergie came to Manchester United, it was like when Jose went to Chelsea, blood. Already had the European Cup. Was already a certain manager, the special one, blood. He was the special one before the special one. Ten Hag is the special needs one, blood. That's what he is. This guy thinks, this guy thinks that playing Johnny Evans instead of Raphael Varane, Champions League Varane, World Cup winning Varane is the answer, bro. This guy said tactics, bro.
yeah, that's the. You know what it is with me though. There's no such thing as tactics though. When you look at it, bro, like this is your best box defender. This is your best box defender, bro. Like, forget tactics and all that, man. What were we doing anyway when we had Maguire and Evans? We couldn't even play out from the back anyway. So this idea, and then you had Lindelof, who couldn't really get out of his body and move with the ball because he had to cut back in, and then he couldn't really pass. See the amount of unforced errors he made. Tried to pass it in through to the left winger Rashford. He couldn't make that pass. So end of the day, I don't understand what he meant by tactics. We didn't really get the ball and progress the ball. We didn't do anything. We couldn't do anything because Man City do that to you. So the best you can do is at least have you're one of your best box defenders. That's all you can do. Have a bit of leadership in there. Have a bit of, like solidity. Varane is that guy. So I just don't understand what he meant with tactic. Again, the way he was smirking, I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like what are you trying to do? Like, man's smirking when it says tactic, So
why didn't you say that when they asked him why Sancho didn't play? Why didn't you just say tactics and keep it moving, bruv? You tried to throw my young G under the bus, bro. That's what you tried to do. Bro.
When you're under pressure, you say these things, innit? You know what I mean, and whatnot. So I listen, Sancho. Listen, let's not. I'm not saying he's not being consistent or whatnot, but I feel like for me in pre-season, he was playing in this false nine role. He looked like he was playing well. I was like, you know what? Well, we haven't got a striker. Let's just play that role, innit? Let him play that role. And then he just not played him at all. And then all of a sudden, you expect him to train better or train well. Bro, like, is anyone else training well? This is what I don't understand. Like, this idea of training well, like, it's a myth, man. On the football pitch, what are you doing?